Hello and welcome.
All right, welcome back to the show. I'm Mark on the Church of Mark, of course, and we have David Laronde with us today. Welcome, David.
Thank you, Mark. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you on this beautiful sunny day outside. It's been very, snowing the past few days here in the GTA. And what was your drive like on the trip down?
Well, the way down was some a little bit of snow around Huntsville, kind of the snow belt there, and we got through that, and it was kind of the sun started shining right after that, but really a time.
Right. Okay. And maybe tell the listeners and the viewers that aren't familiar from where you're from. You're from the Teme-Augama region, correct?
I'm from Teme-Augama, born and raised there. Actually, when I was born on the lake, and I've only been two places geographically in my whole life. Is either in Teme-Augama or else going to Teme-Augama. And part of the reason for that, I think, is because when I was born, my parents pulled me home in a canoe over 2 inches of ice from a flash freeze on the lake, and that's how they got back to our camp. 7 kilometers by ice, a walk to get back home.
Okay.
Yeah. So since then, I've had an affinity for Lake Teme-Augama.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you live there obviously today. And has there been any other city you wanted to live in?
Well, I lived in both Toronto and Vancouver.
Okay, that's right. You were before the show. You mentioned you lived basically down the street from us.
Christie and Bloor, yeah.
That's right. Great.
Lived there a couple of years.
Right. And is there any other city, like internationally, you want to live in, like New York or Paris or any other place, just out of curiosity?
For a short time, I'd love to live in any big city like that, but not for too long.
Right.
I kind of miss... I'm a northern boy. I need the open air and clean water.
Right, of course.
But cities are very fun to go to, culturally speaking and musically speaking.
Right. So maybe tell the listeners here what you're doing here in the big city of Toronto this weekend.
We're down here as part of Winterfolk Roots and Blues Festival. We have 2 shows, and we did a ancestral beat workshop also yesterday. And that would be our participation in this festival. It's got 6 venues and about 40 or 50 acts that are kind of take me back in time a lot. And a lot of the acts are some, I'm going to say, from the hippie days in the 60s and the 70s. So,
all right.
But really, it's nice to feel that again.
Right. And who are some of these acts from the old days that you like?
Well, there's David Essig, that's there. Brian Blaine. These are folk singers that have been around a long time and still doing their thing.
Right. Great.
Yeah.
And then you're playing a show tonight at Free Times Cafe.
We're back there at 5 o'clock tonight. Yeah.
Okay, great. And you're playing with a trio. And maybe tell us about your trio and who the musicians are and what the instrumentation is.
The trio's composed of Peter Klisch, who happened to produce my last album, I Know I Can Fly. We did that in his home studio through COVID. It kind of was an accidental project almost. We just started working on some songs and built them one at a time, and next thing you know, we had a full album.
Mm-hmm.
And he's done all my lead playing the last 2 albums since about 2015. And Dylan Chiguaja's our bass player. He's been with me since the first album.
Okay.
Played bass and keys.
Right. And he's playing bass on this tour that you're on now, or these shows that you're
He's playing both bass and keys.
Great. Yeah. So you said the album came sort of by accident. Were you recording during COVID to kind of escape the boringness or the loneliness of COVID that we all had, or?
Well, I had 3 or 4 songs for sure that I wanted to record, so we started doing that.
Okay.
Then I had 4 or 6 that were kind of half finished, not really fleshed out.
Mm-hmm.
And I brought those into Peter, and we just started playing with them. And instantly he found some sonic background for it, and it got me inspired to finish the rest of the lyrics.
Okay.
with this new sound. Basically, it's a new sound for me. It's very ethereal. They call it
ethereal. Okay.
Yeah, I got the comments where the album is ethereal sounding.
Okay.
And this kind of music or sonic palette it really draws a lot of inspiration out of me, anyways.
Right, and you found that affecting the way you write the songs?
It took me deeper into my own songwriting that I was already doing, looking at things a bit differently.
So what are some new themes or ideas that you explored on this record that were different from your previous releases?
Previous releases, I was kind of, as one person described it, all over the place stylistically.
Okay, yes. We've all done that. We've all had records like that, yes.
But I guess that you got to start somewhere. But now I feel like I'm honing in more on my real passion for what I want to write about, and that is our attachment to the land, ancestral inspired music that basically comes right out of the ground and out of the air and out of the sky and everything. I think that I found a new place to live for a long time, songwriting speaking. Okay,
right. Yeah. And tell, I guess, the viewers here what your background is. Like what nation you're from, and
a background from Teme-Augama Anishnabai, which means deep water people. From Toronto, it would be 300 miles straight north, and we're on a lake called Lake Teme-Augama. Lake Teme-Augama is kind of an interesting area because it's a huge headwater lake, fresh water that's changes its own water every 7 years.
Oh wow!
There's nothing running into Lake Teme-Augama to pollute it, and hence the water is still potable today.
Oh wow!
And everything is basically the way it was 10,000 years ago, except for 800 cottage lots on the lake.
Okay. Okay. And does that get problematic? All these cottage lots in trying to keep that pristine sort of environment?
Yes, it's problematic for water quality and the demand on hunting and fishing. That's the biggest impact. But I think we're saved by winter. The people kind of go away. They're just here for a few months.
Right. So winter up there, I mean, is harsh.
Winter,
Northern Ontario winter. That's right. Yeah. Even now, I want to get away from Northern Ontario winter. So yeah. Great. And you find I guess the landscape affecting the way you write songs, and is that a large part of your music as well?
Oh yeah. They mean the wind, water, and waves are all through my songs. Accidentally, on purpose, I don't know, but they just come out that way. And a phrase and a line here and there, it's always wind, water, and waves are always in my almost every song. But it definitely you feel it. You gotta put it in your music because that's what you're feeling. And,
right.
It all relates back to these to the land. It's the air and the wind through the trees. This is what kind of has I draw strength from in terms of receiving messages, or think I'm receiving messages, and then it gets my thinking going in a different way. And what's really cool is you can sit there and listen to the wind, and it's just as it was 10,000 years ago. Right. So it's kind of timeless in that way.
Right. Well, even the water itself, we're drinking the same water that the dinosaurs drank. And also went to the bathroom and so forth, right? So I think a lot of people lose that perspective or don't really realize that because we get caught up in our daily lives and we have technology and stuff to kind of do tasks for us, and we don't even think about these things that make the world beautiful.
Yeah.
So
the other thing about my songwriting too, as new as I'm trying to share this strength from something that people can relate to and feel grounded, either spiritually or comforted by knowing that there's some real things in the world that they can rely on, and that are there forever. And if you just pay attention to those things and receive your messages from the animals even. So, for example, an eagle flying by at a certain time a certain event going on, and all of a sudden an eagle appears. It's a sign that there's it's good luck, and we take those as guidance in our daily lives to notice those things and wonder about why that really happened at that particular time.
Right. Everything seems to have a purpose. There are no such thing as coincidences, they say, just the illusion of coincidence.
And when I wrote Under the Raven's Wing album, I was paddling my canoe, and there was a raven that seemed to be following me around.
Oh, okay. Did you have food with you, and it was wanting to snatch some of that, or?
No, it was just kind of curious, I guess, because it flies from treetop to treetop, and it waited for me to catch up. I'd pass it, and then kind of catch up again. And this continued on for hours.
Interesting. I was reading not too long ago that they can also hold a grudge. Like if you happen to, piss one off, it'll try to get back at you. Try to remember,
get yeah. Oh, yeah.
They'll remember, yeah. That's
for
right,
sure.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So let that be a lesson to you. Don't, piss off any crows.
I haven't pissed off any crows yet, but they're still leery about coming around if you put some food out.
That's right.
It's some kind of trap.
That's right, exactly.
It's automatically a trap.
That's right. So I guess getting back on topic with your music, your last record did quite well. You were on the Indigenous Music Countdown, as well as nominated for Canadian Folk Music Award for Best Indigenous Recording. And did you attend the awards?
Yes, I did. I went out to PEI and was involved in the Songs and Stories Showcase.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to meet all the players in the Canadian folk music industry.
Excellent.
It was the first for me, really.
Okay.
And it was very uplifted by having all that support around. There's a lot of people with the same kind of ideals to keep music alive in Canada.
That's right. And then we also caught up with you at the Folk Music Ontario conference. That was this past October.
Yes, that was nice. It was good to see you there, too. And nice showcase you did, too.
Oh, thank you.
I enjoyed that. And I met a lot of people there, too, and it was close enough to home that I could pull it off and make it happen. So I went down.
Right. Because, these conferences are in different cities, and it's quite costly to go, so it's difficult, I think, for some musicians to attend them, for sure. But do you think there's value in attending these conferences?
There is. I don't know about every year, same conference, maybe every other year, if you're already gigging somewhere. It is quite expensive, like you say.
Right. I guess it depends on your goals as well, like where you want to tour.
It's where you are in your song, where your project too, I guess.
Right.
If you're ready to tour, then you can hone in on and look for some people to help you out that way.
Right. So what are you getting ready to do? Is it to tour, or are you going to record a new record right away, or you're going to do both?
I'm on a songwriting tour, songwriting mission this summer.
Okay.
I'm going to the East Coast to find out all about my ancestors on the David Laronde side that are from that originated in France.
Right.
I hear that our ancestors used to be the honor guard for King Louis XIV.
Okay.
If you go back to the 15th century. And then when they came over to New France, to Louisbourg, and settled there, then they were there for a while, as most of them were like landowner people, business people, fur traders, and lumber people, just whatever it took to make money in that. They were businessmen that way. And then when the English took over New France in the 7 Years' War in the 1700s, all the Acadians, they were called Acadians, I guess, by this time, in Louisbourg, were deported if they didn't sign the oath of allegiance to England.
Right.
So consequently, my numbers might be right, but might not be correct, but about 5,000 of them got deported back to France, over the PEI, Louisiana, and up the Ottawa River Valley.
Oh, okay.
So it kind of got dispersed.
Right.
So these are all David Laronde people, and there's been some projects on the genealogy that I'm piecing together, and it's all very interesting, where these people ended up, and of course, they ended up with First Nations people going back to the PEI ancestors. They married into First Nations Mohawks, I believe.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, great. It's always interesting finding about history about your family and such, and so that'll be sort of your next sort of musical project.
It is called the David Laronde Ancestry right now.
Okay.
I'm going to write 8 songs and do an album.
Okay, and does this involve you going to France to do more research, or?
Excuse me. Well, right now I'm just going to Louisbourg and PEI, and tour along the cities in between and on the way out there. So I'll stop in Ottawa, Quebec City, and Fredericton on the way out, and then on the way home, I'll stop in some different cities.
Well, it sounds like a lot of traveling. And how long does this project going to take?
Take about a month.
Okay.
5 weeks to a month.
Okay. And then you'll put the material together afterwards, and then...
And I'll be writing songs all the while.
Okay.
If I'm really lucky, I'll come back with them all ready to record.
Oh, great. And then you'll start the process again.
Yeah.
Great. So I guess moving forward, what sort of goals do you have, or something that you're trying to achieve that you haven't yet done with your music?
Well, I feel like this new thread of the last album, I Know I Can Fly, with the ethereal sounding sonic palettes, I feel like there's a lot more direction, a lot more places to go in there, and I want to explore that area and really bring out the ties to the land, I think, that our people had for so long, that made them, strong people to survive that time.
Right.
They thrived, basically. You think about modern conveniences, they didn't have any of that, but they still thrived in their society.
Exactly. Are there any musical genres you would dabble in or experiment that you've never worked in before? Like, would you ever co-write a metal song with someone, or a new wave pop song?
I like the idea of a pop song. I Need You was kind of like a pop song on I Know I Can Fly. But I'm very interested in the classical side of things now, like putting your head inside of a violin, for example, and those pure tones that you hear in there.
Not literally, hopefully.
Inside a cello, if you know what I mean.
Right.
You really feel it, the tone, and with delay on it and some modern effects, you can get some pretty spacey sounding stuff. So
Right.
some of my songwriting takes me into space too. I did an instrumental piece called Spirit Journey. That's kind of about space travel, really. It's about you can akin that to magnetic energy field you might see in Northern Lights. If you've seen the waves going across the sky.
Right.
This is the kind of energy I had in mind when I was writing that song.
Okay.
And playing the music for it.
Right. And what kind of effects are you using? Like you said, you're using like a delay. Is it other kind of a sort of a guitar effects and such?
I basically think that one just had reverb and delay.
Okay.
Some delay.
No modulation or
no.
Okay,
it was just straight, right out of the D28 over here.
Okay.
Julian Cote recorded that.
Oh yeah, Julian. Yeah. We know Julian. Hello, Julian. If you're watching, hopefully you are. We'll have to get you on the show at some point. Yeah, Julian's great. And you guys still have shows together at some point, or meet up? Or...
Yeah, we still play together.
Great.
We did Blues Fest together last year.
Oh, awesome. Great.
And a few other shows.
Excellent. So what are some upcoming shows you have this season?
This season, I don't have too many shows booked right now, but I'll be making an appearance over at Manitoulin Island. I'll be back at Blues Fest in North Bay. And the shows I'm looking for is really I want to be part of the tour that I'm taking off out on the East Coast. So I'm going to concentrate on getting shows in the new places. So
right.
I have recently Got the help of booking agent VK Productions.
Okay. I saw that you had posted that online. That's right.
Yeah, so
Excellent.
Veronica's helping me put together the tour for the East Coast and Ottawa. Especially, we're looking to break into Ottawa a little bit, and Toronto especially. I'd like to get down here too more and play.
Okay.
It's not that far away.
No, it's like what? How long? Like 4-hour drive or from?
4.5.
4.5. Okay. Depends how fast you're going, of course. And don't break the speed limit, people. We don't want people to be irresponsible.
That's right, people.
That's right. We got to tell people now. All those, they're like, yeah, Mark said you could drive, and then someone will blame me when there's some.
I had nothing to do with this.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. That's right. It's close by, and even Ottawa. That's not. That's about 5-hour drive from where you are.
It's about the same thing.
Same thing. Okay, so not too bad.
But only no 4-lane highway.
Okay, you're not. You want to go the other way to Sault Ste. Marie or up to Thunder Bay?
Thunder Bay is a bit far, but I used to live in Thunder Bay.
So did we.
In '83.
Okay. Whereabouts did you live? What part of town?
Actually, I lived in PA on Pine Street.
Oh yeah. There you go. Wow. Okay. Fantastic.
But I think we touched on this before. What I did before music, I worked in mining exploration.
Okay.
So I got to do a lot of traveling all over Canada.
Right.
Including the high Arctic.
Okay.
I've always had my guitar with me. I had my dad's old guitar, which was a Regent Dreadnought Japanese knockoff. It was, I think he paid $75 for it. But we played that and beat it up for a number of years, my brother and I. This guitar was with me in Vancouver, and found it smashed on the floor of the Vancouver airport once, and picked it out of the Atlantic Ocean once. When the boat sunk.
Oh no! Jeez! Wow!
But this guitar's been in helicopters in the high Arctic too.
Yeah. Do you still have the guitar?
My brother wanted it, so
okay.
He's got it now.
Okay, but it still exists.
Oh, it still exists.
Oh wow, it survived.
So we want to do a YouTube on that guitar someday.
Okay.
And it's all full of signatures on it too.
Okay.
It's got wicked history.
Wow. You know, I know someone writing a book about musicians or guitarists that have their first guitar, but that's an interesting story maybe for the book. I'll tell you who the author is later, then maybe you should contact him.
Oh, sure.
Or that guitar can have its own book, it sounds like, from the adventures.
Just thinking about some parties we've been to with that guitar.
Okay, so maybe we can't disclose some of the information. Well, that's great. So when you came, you also brought the rest of your guys with you, the band, and you're going to be doing a song. Maybe do you want to set up the song that you're going to do and what it's about? All right.
Still Can't Take You With Me. It's about my brother making a spirit journey, and it's messages that he left before he took off. That's what the song's about.
Okay.
Can't Take You With Me.
Right. And are you from a big family, or I know your sister,
there's
Sandra.
5 of us.
Okay, right.
2 brothers and 2 sisters.
Right.
Plus me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a pretty big family.
Right. And you're all musically inclined, or
we are. Yeah, we all can play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I think took it the furthest, but everybody plays and sings. We grew up in a musical family where they had kitchen parties and friends over, and that was everybody's really fun time on the weekends.
Right.
After a hard week, you cash your check and buy your groceries and some supplies, and
that's right.
Have a good time.
Everyone played instruments.
Yeah.
And you always played guitar?
I play violin and banjo also.
Oh, okay.
But I decided to concentrate on guitar.
Okay. It's easier to carry around than a piano as well, I find. Or a drum set. Like, I feel sorry for, drummers out there, because they got to lug that thing around. And
yeah.
I knew a drummer once that used to take it on the bus.
Oh, wow.
It's like in the old days, because they didn't have a driver's license. They were still like a teenager, but they would take like a small 3-piece kit, like on the bus. They had like one of those hand truck things, and that's how they did it. Like even in the winter.
Whoa.
That's dedication. So how about we're going to do a quick switch to the song.
can't take you with me when I go. No, I can't take you with me when I go. Winter wind gives way to melting snow. Springtime songs sound sweet and rivers flow. All in time, seasons come and seasons go. Still I can't take you with me when I go. No, I can't take you with me when I go. I have traveled this land for a while. I have seen the morning sun and night sky. Now my time here with you is done, I know. Still I can't take you with me when I go. No, I can't take you with me when I go. No, I can't take you with me when I go.
Beauty. Thank you.
That was awesome. That was great. Do you want to quickly reintroduce the band again, since we have the cameras on all you now?
Yes, my left here is Dylan Chigwaja. Sorry, Dylan Chigwaja from Manitoulin Island. He's an awesome bass player from Manitoulin Island.
What
Great.
else does he play?
And keys.
Give him a kiss.
I don't know about that. On my right, Mr. Peter Klisch. He's a talented lead player. Does a lot of most of our lead work. And,
Very beautiful.
Camera. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Very beautiful.
Slippery. It's
Okay.
slippery.
Right. And do you guys have any like pre-show rituals that you do before you go on stage? Like you guys go all in a huddle, or no? You avoid each other before the show.
We have a set list. I guess that's.
You have a set? Okay, that's good. It's good to work out.
Talk about the songs in
Okay.
order.
All right.
Conflicting keys, too many in one key, and stuff.
Okay, that's right. Because sometimes that is a good thing to point out if you play too many songs in the same key.
There's that.
That's right. It's all E minor. You don't want to leave the audience depressed, correct? I guess. Great. Well, I wish you guys, all the best tonight on your show, and that's tonight at
5 o'clock. At
Okay.
Free Times Cafe.
Times Cafe. Great. Well, thank you so much, David, for
Mike.
coming in, and Peter and Dylan, of course. And thank you for watching. And please check out David Laronde's music. Please give them a plug to your website and where they can catch you on social media.
DavidLarondeMusic.com.
Okay, great. We will post that link when we post the show. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Cheers.